If you don't like my lifestyle, leave, my fiancée said, before going camping with her male best friend. So I took my name off the lease, took my furniture, and canceled the wedding. 3 days later, she came back to an empty apartment and a note, then called me screaming. Hey Reddit, my fiancée told me to leave if I didn't like how she lived her life. So I left. Took my couch, my TV, the ring, and dismantled everything between us. What happened next? Well, you'll need some popcorn. Name's Dean, 29 male, been working as a lineman for 6 years. Clear 72 grand a year, solid benefits, 401k matching. I met Chelsea 5 years ago at a barbecue. Energetic art student doing photography, always had her camera out, taking shots of random stuff. I was the quiet guy flipping burgers, making sure nobody got food poisoning. She came over around sunset, said something about my grill setup, and asked if I was always this serious about not burning meat. We ended up talking until 2 in the morning on the back porch. I thought she was the most interesting person I'd ever met. Different worlds, but it worked. At least I thought it did. We moved in together after 18 months. 2-bedroom apartment in a decent neighborhood, $13.50 a month rent. Split down the middle was the plan. Reality was I covered about $9.50 because her freelance photography gigs were all over the place. She'd book an engagement shoot 1 month, then nothing for 3. Picked up retail shifts to fill gaps, but I was basically bankrolling us. Didn't mind at the time. Figured we were working towards something. Proposed 8 months ago. Took her to this overlook she loved for sunset photos. Got down on one knee with a ring I'd saved 4 months for. She cried, said yes, immediately pulled out her phone and took selfies with the ring. Posted them before we even got back to the car. Set the wedding date for 10 months out from the proposal. Her parents offered to cover half the costs, about 14 grand. I was handling the other half. That's when Liam started showing up more. Liam had been lurking since I'd known Chelsea. College friend from her sophomore year. One of those guys who's perpetually single but always has women around. Works in promotions for breweries and event companies. Perfect hair, always dressed like he just stepped out of a catalog. That fake charm some people eat up. He'd kept his distance while we were dating. The engagement changed something. Suddenly he was everywhere. Every post Chelsea made, there was Liam in the comments. Inside jokes I didn't get. Her phone would buzz at dinner. Liam sending memes. Constant invitations to events, always with, "You should bring Dean" tacked on. Except I was never actually welcome. Shows on work nights. Venues 2 hours away. Tickets he could only get one of. First time I met him properly was at an engagement party one of Chelsea's friends threw. Liam showed up late, made an entrance, hugged Chelsea too long. When she introduced me as her fiancé, he gave me this smug smile and a handshake that felt like a test. "So you're the guy who got Chelsea to settle down. Impressive." I played it cool. "Just got lucky." "Sure did." He looked at Chelsea when he said it, not me. It got worse from there. Chelsea started going out more. Nights out that somehow always included Liam. Late dinners that turned into later concerts. I'd come home to an empty apartment, find her stumbling in at 2 in the morning smelling like bonfire smoke. I tried bringing it up a month before the camping incident. We were reviewing catering options for the wedding. She was on her phone, smiling. "Who's that?" "Liam. He's planning this camping trip. 3 days up at Mirror Lake. Wants to know if I'm in." "When?" "Next weekend. Leave Friday, back Monday." "Chelsea, we've got the final venue walkthrough Sunday. Scheduled 2 months ago." She waved it off. "We can reschedule. Everyone's going. I haven't done a real getaway in forever." I paused. "I don't like how much time you're spending with him." Her face changed. "Are you serious? Liam's been my friend since college. You don't get to tell me who I hang out with." "I'm not. Just saying it's weird how he's suddenly everywhere," she laughed. "You're jealous. That's what this is. He's a friend, Dean. Do you know how insecure that sounds?" Classic move. Flip it around, make me the problem. I dropped it. The camping trip got closer, and my gut kept telling me something was off. Week before the trip, I came home early from work. Supervisor gave us half day after crushing a major deadline. Figured I'd surprise Chelsea, take her to that Thai place she loved. I found her on the couch FaceTiming Liam. She was laughing. She saw me. Her face flickered for a second, then recovered. "Dean's home. Gotta go. See you Friday?" Hung up quick. "What was that about?" "Just camping stuff. Liam's bringing the tents." Yeah, I wasn't overreacting. The argument happened Thursday night, 20 hours before she was supposed to leave for Liam's wilderness adventure. I got home from a brutal day around 7. We'd had a power outage in a major grid section. Transmission line went down affecting 2,000 homes. Spent 10 hours coordinating crews, setting up repair sequences, keeping the utility company from getting destroyed on social media. It was exhausting. Walked in to find Chelsea in our bedroom, packing. Serious camping gear spread across the bed like she was heading to Everest or something. Sleeping bag, portable chair, those expensive moisture-wicking shirts she'd bought last month and never worn. 3 different swimsuits laid out for the lake. That perfume I'd bought her for Christmas, the one she saved for special occasions. The whole setup screamed romantic getaway, not friend's camping trip. Packing heavy for 3 days, I said from the doorway, still in my work clothes. She didn't look up, kept folding a shirt. Want to be prepared. Weather's supposed to be perfect. Liam said the lake's amazing this time of year. I was thinking I should come along. Now she looked up. What? No, this is my friend group, Dean. You don't even know most of them. You're my fiancée. Her jaw tightened. You're not invited. If it's just friends, shouldn't be a problem. She stood up, crossed her arms. This is exactly what I mean. The jealousy. I'm going camping with friends, and you're acting like I'm doing something wrong. You're blowing off our venue walkthrough to spend 3 days with Liam. We're friends. Not every guy wants to sleep with me, Dean. That's your problem, not mine. My problem is watching you put him before us. She scoffed. Maybe I'd want to spend more time with you if you weren't so boring. You come home tired, want to sit on the couch, never want to do anything. Liam actually knows how to have fun. There it was. Liam was exciting. I was boring. If you don't like this, then why are you marrying me? She stepped closer, eyes hard. Maybe you're right. If you don't like how I live my life, Dean, then leave. I'm done apologizing for wanting freedom. The apartment went silent. 5 years together. Engagement ring on her finger that I'd skipped meals to afford. Wedding venue booked. 14 grand in deposits already paid. Invitations designed and sitting in her friend's print shop. My name on a lease. Our furniture mixed together. Half my closet space. And she was telling me to leave because I had a problem with her running off into the woods with another man for 3 days. Something in me just snapped. All those months of second-guessing myself, wondering if I was being too controlling, too jealous, too boring. It all just stopped mattering. I looked at her for a long moment. Then I nodded. Okay. She blinked. Okay, what? You can go. Enjoy your trip. Her expression shifted, caught off guard. She'd expected more fight. Expected begging, maybe tears. Good. Whatever. I walked past her to the closet, pulled out my duffel bag. What are you doing? Packing. I started pulling my clothes off hangers, calm. Dean, don't be dramatic. I'm going camping. I'll be back Monday. I didn't respond. Just kept packing. Dean, stop. You're being ridiculous. I grabbed my phone, texted Hunter, need a place to stay. You around? Response came back in 30 seconds. Doors unlocked. Guest room's yours. Chelsea was watching me now, confusion turning to panic. You're seriously leaving? Over a camping trip? I looked at her. You told me to leave if I didn't like how you lived your life. So I'm leaving. Enjoy the woods with Liam. She grabbed my arm. I didn't mean it like that. Don't do this. Don't make this into something it's not. I pulled free. She followed me to the living room as I grabbed my keys, my work bag. You're overreacting. I stopped at the door, turned to face her one last time. Have fun. Then I left. Got to my truck, threw everything in the back seat and drove. Made it to Hunter's place around 9. He was waiting with a drink and 0 questions. Guest room set up. Take your time. That night, Chelsea texted one last time. You know what? I will have fun. I won't let you ruin my mood. You're such a dramatic jerk. I left her on scene. I needed to handle some things. I waited until she left Friday morning. Tracked her location share, she forgot to turn it off, until her dot moved north toward Mirror Lake. Once she was gone, I texted Hunter. Need your truck. Moving out today. He showed up with coffee, didn't ask questions. Real friendship. Everything I bought, I told him. Taking it all. We started with furniture. The couch? I'd bought it 2 years ago, $1,600 on my credit card. Hunter helped me maneuver it down 3 flights, loaded it into his truck. Kitchen table? Mine from before we moved in together. TV and entertainment center? Both mine. Desk, office chair, bookshelf, dresser, all mine. We worked for 4 hours straight. Everything I'd paid for got loaded up. Made a spreadsheet as we went, writing down every item. Running total, over $510 in furniture. All purchased by me for our shared life. Except it wasn't shared if I was the only one funding it. Took 2 trips with Hunter's truck to the storage unit I'd rented that morning. 10 by 10, climate-controlled, $95 a month. Paid 6 months up front. By the 3rd trip, the apartment looked like a crime scene. Chelsea's stuff remained. Her art prints, decorative pillows, coffee table. But all the functional furniture was gone. I packed my remaining items. Clothes, shoes, books, camping gear, tools, kitchen stuff. Left her the basic dishes and cheap silverware. Found the engagement ring in her jewelry box. Princess cut, white gold band. Cost me $3,200. I pocketed it. Figured I could sell it or pawn it. Recoup some loss. Saturday morning, I called the landlord. Ron, 60-something property manager who'd always been straightforward. Ron, my fiancé and I split. I'm moving out. Need to remove my name from the lease. He sighed. Sorry to hear it. You're both on the lease through March. Early termination requires 60 days notice and a penalty. I'll pay whatever penalty, but I want my name off it by Monday. I'll come by tomorrow with paperwork. He paused. She'll be able to cover the full rent? I don't know, but that's not my problem anymore. Fair enough. Come by at 10 tomorrow. Next call was harder. Chelsea's father, Walter. Decent guy, former electrician, straight shooter, who'd always treated me well. Hey son, what's going on? I need to let you know Chelsea and I are done. Wedding's off. Silence for 5 seconds. What happened? I told him about everything. More silence. Then, Liam? That Polish guy? Yeah. He exhaled slowly. Been wondering about that. Seen how he comments on her posts? He paused. You sure about this, son? Completely. I'm out. Which means the wedding's canceled. I know you put down deposits. I'll refund what I can, but the venue's non-refundable. Don't worry about the money. You doing okay? The genuine concern almost got me. I will be. If you need anything, you call me. I mean that. We hung up. Sunday morning, I met Ron at his office. Signed the paperwork removing my name from the lease. Paid the $850 penalty. She's gonna have a rough time covering $1350 a month on retail and freelance, Ron mentioned. Not my problem. I spent Sunday afternoon at the storage unit, organizing everything, making lists, taking photos. If Chelsea tried claiming I stole her stuff, I had receipts. By evening, I was back at Hunter's, gaming like I hadn't just taken apart a 5-year relationship in 72 hours. He ordered pizza, cracked open drinks, and we ran matches without talking about it. The note I'd left was written on the back of one of our wedding planning checklists. Left it on the kitchen counter next to her coffee maker. Took what was mine. Rings being sold. Lease is in your name now. Rent's all yours. Venue deposits are non-refundable. Enjoy your freedom. My phone was on silent, but I could see the notifications stacking up. Chelsea had cell service again. She'd started texting Saturday evening, messages going from casual check-ins to confused to panicked. Saturday 6 p.m. Hey, how's your weekend? 8 p.m. Haven't heard from you, you okay? Sunday, 10 a.m. Dean, seriously answer your phone Sunday. 2 p.m. Did you take the couch? Call me now. I didn't read past the previews. I knew exactly how this was playing out on her end. Monday evening was going to be good. Monday evening, I was at Hunter's place playing video games when my phone started blowing up. Not texts anymore. Calls. Back to back. Chelsea's name lighting up my screen every 30 seconds. I let them all go to voicemail. Hunter glanced over from the kitchen where he was making sandwiches. You gonna answer? Nope. He grinned. Cold, man. The calls kept coming. 12 in the first hour. Then the voicemails started piling up. I put my phone face down and focused on the game. She'd walked into an apartment that was half empty. No couch, no TV, no desk, no table. Bedroom missing the dresser. Kitchen missing half the equipment. Around 9 p.m., the texts shifted tone. What did you do? You took everything you can't just steal our furniture. This is insane. We need to talk right now. Funny how it became our furniture when it disappeared, but when I was paying for it, I don't recall much appreciation. More calls, more voicemails. Hunter brought over a sandwich. You're really not going to engage at all? Nothing to say. She told me to leave. I left. What about all her stuff blowing up your phone? She can freak out. Not my problem anymore. The voicemails kept piling up, but I wasn't listening to them. Didn't need to. I already knew the script. Right on schedule around 10 p.m. A new number called. I answered out of curiosity. Dean, this is Amber. What's going on? Chelsea's losing her mind. Amber. Chelsea's best friend. One of Liam's crew. One of the people who'd been encouraging this whole thing. Hi, Amber. What can I help you with? You can help by explaining why you gutted the apartment and disappeared. Chelsea's hysterical. She said you took the couch, the TV, everything. I took what was mine. Everything she owns is still there. You can't just take furniture from a shared apartment. Actually, I can. It's my furniture. Anything that wasn't mine stayed put. This is insane. You're being vindictive and childish. Interesting take from someone who spent the weekend camping with my fiancé and the guy she's been running around with. How was Mirror Lake? Silence for a beat. Liam's just a friend. You're paranoid. Tell Chelsea if she wants to discuss anything, she can email me. Lose this number. I hung up. Blocked Amber. More calls from unknown numbers. I stopped answering. 23 missed calls by 11 p.m. 14 voicemails. 30 plus texts. Hunter and I ordered more food. Switched to a different game. Around midnight, things got interesting. Hunter's doorbell rang. We looked at each other. He got up, checked the peephole, turned back to me with an amused look. Your ex-fiancée is on my porch looking crazy. Want me to handle it? Nah, I got it. I opened the door. She stood there in camping clothes. Hair unwashed, eyes red and wild. What is wrong with you, Dean? I leaned against the doorframe. Evening, how was camping? Don't. You destroyed our apartment. You took everything. Took what was mine. Our furniture. My furniture. She was shaking. We're engaged. You don't get to just erase our entire life over a camping trip. I pulled out the ring, held it up. About that. Her face went pale. What are you doing with my ring? Selling it. Wedding's canceled. Your dad knows. You can't cancel our wedding without talking to me. Just did. She started crying. Dean, please, we can fix this. Liam's nothing. You're everything. Save it. You wanted freedom. You got it. Her tears shifted to rage. You're controlling trash. This is abuse. You can't just take everything. I left you everything you own. What I own left with me. I'll call the cops. Go ahead. She opened her mouth to scream, but Hunter stepped into view behind me. You're on my property uninvited at midnight. Leave before I call the cops for real. She looked between us, realized she had nothing. This isn't over. Yeah, it is. I closed the door, heard her scream something on the porch, then footsteps stomping away, then her car door slam, then tires squeal out of the complex. I went back to the couch, picked up my controller. Your turn to pick the match. We played until 2 in the morning. Tuesday morning, I was grabbing coffee at the shop near my office when Amber appeared. Literally stepped in front of me as I was heading to my truck, arms crossed, blocking my path. I walked around her. She followed. Don't ignore me, Dean. Chelsea's a mess because of you. I unlocked my truck. She grabbed the door before I could close it. You gutted her apartment, canceled her wedding, disappeared like a coward. What kind of man does that? I looked at her hand on my door. The kind who's done being disrespected. Move your hand. Not until you... I pulled the door. She had to let go or lose her fingers. Started the engine. She slammed her palm on my window. You're pathetic. She dodged a bullet. Liam's twice the man you'll ever be. I rolled down the window 2 inches. Then she should be fine. Drove off. Checked my rear view. Saw her standing in the parking lot screaming something at my truck. Couldn't hear it. Didn't care. That afternoon, a text from an unknown number. Bernie's Diner. 6 p.m. Be there. Grace. No please, no request, just a demand from my ex-fiance's mother expecting me to show up because she said so. I ignored it. At 6:15, my phone rang. Same unknown number. Dean, this is Grace. I'm sitting at Bernie's Diner waiting for you. Where are you? At home. I told you to meet me at 6. You demanded I meet you. I declined. Her voice went sharp. I'm Chelsea's mother. After 5 years together, you owe me the respect of a conversation. I don't owe anyone anything. We're done. Don't you dare hang up on me. My daughter is devastated. You took everything from that apartment. You will return them, and you will apologize, and you will fix this mess you created. Not returning anything. It was all mine. Half of it should be hers. You live together. You don't just get to steal everything because you're throwing a fit. Call the cops then. I have receipts for every item. This is financial abuse, Dean. I could have you arrested. I almost laughed. Good luck with that. I hung up. Blocked the number. 10 minutes later, someone was pounding on Hunter's front door. Aggressive, demanding knocking that didn't stop. Hunter looked at me. Want me to get it? Probably her. I'll handle it. Opened the door to find Grace on the porch. Have no idea how she came that fast. Her face red, finger already pointing at me. How dare you hang up on me? How dare you disrespect me like that? I drove all the way here because you refused to meet me like an adult. I didn't invite you. I don't need an invitation to defend my daughter. You destroyed her life. She's living in our house because of you. She's living in your house because she chose a camping trip with another man over our relationship. Grace stepped closer, getting in my space. Liam is a friend. A friend. Why can't you get that through your thick skull? She's allowed to have friends. You were controlling and jealous and you drove her away. If that's the story she's selling, you're welcome to buy it. It's the truth. She told me everything. How you'd guilt her for going out. How you'd monitor her phone. How you'd... A truck pulled into the driveway. Walter's F-150, Same one I'd helped him load drywall into half a dozen times. He got out, saw his wife mid-rant on someone else's porch, and his face went flat. Grace, what are you doing here? She spun around. Talking to Dean about what he did to our daughter. Walter walked up the steps, nodded at me. Grace jumped back in. He stole all her furniture, canceled the wedding without telling her. She came home to an empty apartment, Walter. Do you understand? She told him to leave, Walter cut her off. He left. That's how it works. Grace's mouth opened, closed. Whose side are you on? The side that makes sense. He took everything. He took his stuff. Walter looked at me. You take anything that wasn't yours? No, sir. Then there's no theft. He turned back to his wife. Grace, get in the truck. I'm not done. Yeah, you are. You drove to this man's friend's house to yell at him about taking his own stuff after our daughter chose a camping trip with Liam over her wedding planning. Grace's face went red. She made one mistake, and he threw away 5 years. Walter's laugh was sharp. One mistake? I've seen Liam's comments on her posts for months. Dean's not blind. Neither am I. So you're just going to let her suffer? I'm going to let her face the consequences of her choices. Now get in the truck before you embarrass yourself more. Grace looked between us, face twisted with rage and humiliation. This is unbelievable. Truck, now. She jabbed a finger at me one more time. This isn't over. Actually, it is, Walter said. Then to me, softer. Sorry about this. It's fine. No, it's not. Grace shouldn't have come here. He pulled out his wallet, handed me a business card. That's my direct cell. Chelsea or Grace gives you any more trouble, you call me. I'll handle it. I took the card. Appreciate it. He nodded, turned, guided his wife forcefully toward the truck. She was still complaining as he opened the passenger door and practically pushed her in. Hunter appeared beside me as they drove off. Did your ex's dad just shut down his own wife for you? Yep. That was the most savage thing I've ever witnessed. Wednesday afternoon, Chelsea showed up at Hunter's. This time, Hunter handled it before I even knew she was there. I was in the guest room working remotely when I heard raised voices outside. Looked out the window to see Chelsea on the porch, yelling through the screen door. I know he's in there. Dean, get out here. Hunter was blocking the doorway, phone in hand. You're trespassing. Already told you Monday. Leave. Not until he faces me. This is ridiculous. He can't keep hiding. He just doesn't want to see you. Dean, she was screaming now. You're a coward. Real men face their problems. Hunter stayed calm. Final warning. Leave or I'm calling the cops. You can't. Hunter pulled out his phone, started dialing. Chelsea saw him, then made her critical error. She tried to force her way past him into the house. Hunter, former college linebacker, 6'2" and solid, stopped her with one arm. That's assault. That's just assaulted me trying to break in. Sirens in the distance. Chelsea's face went white. You're actually... She turned and ran to her car, peeled out just as the lights appeared at the end of the street. Hunter hung up. He came back inside. Your ex tried to break in. Got it all on video. Might need that for a restraining order. He grinned. Watching her run when she heard sirens was the best part of my week. Chelsea's life fell apart in slow motion, and I got to watch every embarrassing second through mutual friends who couldn't help updating me. Week 1 post-camping, she went all in on Liam. Changed her relationship status, posted photos of them at events and concerts, captions like, finally understood, and real recognize real. Her comment section ate it up, hearts and fire emojis everywhere. Liam played along for exactly 4 days. Then he posted a photo with a different girl, then another. By day 7, Chelsea was commenting, "Who's that?" on his posts. He didn't respond. When she showed up at a venue where he was working a promotion event, he told her in front of a crowd that he wasn't looking for anything serious. Never had been. Thought she knew that. She didn't take it well. Made a scene. His coworkers had to walk her out. Week 2, rent came due. $13.50 she didn't have. Her job barely cleared $8.50 a month part-time. Photography bookings had completely dried up. Turns out most of her clients were connected to me somehow. Colleagues needing headshots, friends' engagement photos, family connections. She called her parents begging for money. They gave her one bailout, $1,600 to cover rent and utilities, with strict conditions. Get a full-time job. Stop the partying. Grow up. She took the money. Ignored everything else. Week 3 brought the amber nuclear option. Liam moved straight to her best friend. Posted a cozy morning after photo with Amber in his bed, her wearing his shirt. The meltdown was spectacular. Chelsea went scorched earth in the comments. Called Amber a snake, a fake friend. Amber clapped back that Chelsea had no claim on Liam, since they were never exclusive. Then someone dug up old dirt. Chelsea had borrowed $325 from a friend 8 months ago, never paid it back. Someone else mentioned she'd bailed on being a bridesmaid because she was too hungover. The whole crew turned on her. By week 4, she was back in her childhood bedroom at her parents' house. 26 years old, failed engagement, working retail part-time, sleeping under the same posters from high school. The desperate crawlback started around week 5. She tried texting from different numbers. I made the biggest mistake of my life. You were right about everything. Ignored. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm begging for another chance. Ignored. I'm losing everything. I need you. Ignored. She tried showing up at my old office. Receptionist told her I'd transferred months ago. She asked them to pass along her number. They didn't. Then she posted a long Facebook rant about me at 2 in the morning. Called me controlling, abusive, manipulative. Said I'd isolated her from friends. Claimed I'd stolen thousands in furniture and left her homeless. Said she was talking to lawyers about pressing charges. I screenshot the whole thing, sent it to my lawyer buddy with a note. If this escalates, I want documentation. The rant backfired. People who actually knew me started commenting. Co-workers. Mutual friends who'd watched her behavior. She deleted the post within 3 hours. Too late. Meanwhile, my life was upgrading in ways I hadn't even planned. Around week 3 after the breakup, I found a solid 1-bedroom apartment in a decent part of town. Nicer than the place Chelsea and I had shared, better neighborhood, $950 a month, less than what I'd been covering for our old place anyway. Signed the lease, moved my stuff out of storage, and actually made it mine. Bought a proper couch, sectional, deep seats, perfect for stretching out. Mounted a 65-inch TV on the wall. Upgraded my entire gaming setup. And I mean actually upgraded. New gaming PC, custom built, RTX 4080, liquid cooling, RGB everything. Because why not? Dual monitors. One for gaming, one for Discord and YouTube. Mechanical keyboard with the clicky switches Chelsea used to complain about. Proper gaming chair that didn't wreck my back. Dropped about 4,500 total and didn't feel guilty for 1 second. Joined a local rec basketball league through work connections. Wednesday nights, full court, competitive but not crazy. Hadn't played regularly since college. First game back I was huffing after 10 minutes. Realized how out of shape I'd gotten. By week 4 I was keeping up. By week 8 I was actually contributing. Made friends with guys on the team, started grabbing food after games. Got serious about the gym too. Not for any revenge body motivation, just because I finally had time and energy. Started lifting 4 days a week, actually following a program instead of randomly showing up. Put on 15 pounds of muscle in 3 months. Felt better than I had in years. Work buddies started inviting me out more. Thursday happy hours I'd been skipping for years because Chelsea always had something planned. Turned out I actually enjoyed hanging out with these people when I wasn't worried about getting home to check on a relationship that was already dead. I also met Nicole at a work mixer about 2 months in. Graphic designer, freelanced for corporate clients, had actual professional ambition. We started talking about a project her company was doing with our utility division. Conversation flowed naturally to other topics. She mentioned she was into hiking, asked if I knew any good trails. I suggested a few spots. She said we should check one out sometime. That became our first date. 8-mile trail, moderate difficulty. She kept pace the whole way without complaining. Got coffee after. Second date she cooked at her place. Actually cooked from scratch, while telling me about landing a major logo redesign contract. It felt comfortable. Chelsea had spent years making me feel like wanting basic respect was unreasonable. Nicole treated respect like the baseline, not some extra credit. Around week 10, Chelsea tried messaging Nicole on social media. Then, Nicole forwarded me the messages. First one came at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Hey, just wanted to warn you about Dean. He's not who you think he is. He's controlling and abusive. Get out while you can. Second one, 30 minutes later. Seriously, I'm trying to help you. He'll isolate you from your friends. Monitor everything you do. I lived it for 5 years. Nicole had ignored both, but Chelsea didn't stop. The messages got progressively more unhinged over the next week. Wednesday. You think you're special? You're not. He's using you to replace me. You'll see. He'll dump you the second you have needs. Thursday night. I hope you know what you're getting into. Dean destroys people. He destroyed me. Took everything I had and left me with nothing. Then, have fun with that boring loser. Bet he makes you sit at home every night while he plays video games. Have fun being suffocated. Then night. You stole my life. I should have been the one with him right now. Nicole screenshot all of them, sent them to me in one thread with the message, "Your ex is completely unhinged, saving these just in case." I forwarded everything to my lawyer buddy, documenting in case this escalates. What are my options? His response came back within an hour. Save everything, don't respond. If she contacts either of you again, you've got enough for a restraining order. I created a folder on my phone. Screenshots of every message Chelsea had sent me, every Facebook rant, every desperate text, and now the threats to Nicole. Ready to hand over to law enforcement if needed. Nicole blocked Chelsea everywhere and never mentioned it again. That's when I knew I'd actually upgraded. After that, things got calm for a few weeks. I figured I was done with the Chelsea shit show. Nope. Apparently there was still a grand finale. It happened when I got invited to Greg's housewarming party. Guy I'd known since college bought his first place. Decent house, good neighborhood. I almost didn't go. Knew Chelsea might show up. But Greg had been a good friend, and I wasn't going to hide. Plus, Nicole was coming as my date. We showed up around 7. Party was rolling. 30 people scattered through the house and backyard. Nicole fit in immediately. Greg pulled me aside. "Heads up, Chelsea's here. Showed up uninvited 20 minutes ago. I tried turning her away, but she pushed past. She here alone? Yeah, looking rough. Think she's already pretty worked up." We mingled for an hour without incident. Chelsea kept her distance, though I caught her staring. Each time she saw me with Nicole, her expression got darker. Around 9, things went sideways. I was telling a work story when Chelsea approached, swaying. "Dean, we need to talk." Everyone went quiet. "Nothing to talk about, Chelsea. Leave me alone." "Yes, there is. You ruined my life. Turned everyone against me. I just took your advice and left. Everything that happened after was on you." She laughed, bitter. "You're here with her." Gestured at Nicole. "Moved on real quick. You really downgraded, though," she said after scanning her up and down. Nicole smiled at her and gave her the same look. "Wow, rich coming from you. Girl, have you checked yourself in the mirror?" Her face went red. "Shut up, bish. I wasn't talking to you." Then she turned to me. "I gave you 5 years, and you threw it away over nothing. For what? Her?" Her voice was rising. "You're boring. Pathetic. Liam was 10 times the man you'll ever be." "Sure. That's why he ran to the hills." She stepped closer and started screaming, "Screw you! It's all your fault." Nicole stood up. "This is embarrassing. You should leave." That's when Chelsea snapped. She lunged at Nicole, hand reaching for Nicole's hair. Nicole stepped aside. Chelsea's momentum carried her forward, stumbling in heels. She'd clearly put on weight since the breakup. Stress eating and the retail job schedule had taken their toll. The jeans she was wearing looked too tight. She knocked into the dessert table hard. Greg's housewarming cake, a nice 3-tier chocolate thing, took the hit. Chelsea went face first into it, chocolate frosting smearing across her face and shirt as she tried to catch herself. The table wobbled, knocked some plates off. As she bent forward trying to steady herself, there was a ripping sound. Her jeans had split along the back seam, enough that her underwear was visible. The backyard went quiet for a second. Then someone laughed. Then a few others joined in. Chelsea straightened up, realized what happened, and tried to reach behind herself. She looked around. Cake on her face, everyone staring. Her expression shifted from anger to humiliation. "Stop laughing," she said, voice cracking. Greg pulled out his phone. "Yeah, time to go. Now." Chelsea looked around. Cake smeared on her face and shirt, mascara streaking, the tear in her jeans, everyone watching. She saw her old friend group with their phones out, saw me standing there with my arm around Nicole's waist. "You're all terrible jerks," she yelled, backing toward the side gate, one hand trying to cover the rip in her pants, the other wiping at her face. She turned and hurried out the gate. We heard her car start and drive off quickly. The backyard stayed quiet for a moment, then people burst laughing again. "That was uncomfortable," someone said. Greg looked at his messed up cake and shrugged. "Well, that's one way to end a party." I helped him clean up the cake mess. People were still talking about it, processing what just happened. We left around midnight, drove back to my place, got home, made coffee, sat on my couch surrounded by the life I'd rebuilt. My phone buzzed. Group text from a couple people at the party sending me clips of what happened. I watched it with Nicole and laughed. Chelsea had shown up trying to wreck my life one more time. Instead, she'd embarrassed herself and confirmed everyone's opinion of her. And I was here, chilling with my new girlfriend and living my best life. Guys, we are so close to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps hit that 100,000 mark. Thanks for making this dream come true.